There's an old saying that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes an entire watershed of communities to restore the Rouge River. In 1986, a nonprofit organization called Friends of the Rouge was formed to meet this goal. Join us as we celebrate 25 years of restoration and stewardship that's turned one of the nation's most polluted rivers into a thriving ecosystem. The Rouge River watershed drains 467 square miles. It has 4 major branches: main, upper, middle, and lower, with 126 river miles and numerous tributaries. In addition to the flowing water, there are more than 400 lakes, impoundments, and ponds. Within the watershed, there are over 1.5 million people in 48 municipalities. 3 counties, Oakland, Washtenaw, and Wayne, are part of the watershed, and the land is more than 50% urbanized, with less than 25% remaining undeveloped. The Rouge was historically used as a conduit for waste from both industry and municipal sources. By 1948, oil pollution was so bad that it led to the death of 10,000 ducks and geese. In the 1980s, raw sewage became so thick that residents of Melvindale and Dearborn had to keep their windows closed in the summer due to the smell. In 1981, the Rouge River was designated by the International Joint Commission as one of 43 areas of concern impacting the Great Lakes. The lowest point for the river came in 1985 when a 23-year-old man died of a waterborne disease after falling into the Rouge River. Although most would believe that industry is the biggest contributor to pollution in the Rouge River, it only causes about 2% of the pollution. Individuals are a major contributor to the pollution of the Rouge.
The Rouge River had been used as a conveyance for municipal and industrial waste since the 1800s, and it had become very badly degraded. In 1969, it got so bad that it actually caught on fire. And that visual image was actually used as part of the stimulus for the Earth Day that happened in 1970.
In an effort to raise awareness about the need to clean up one of the nation's most polluted rivers, Friends of the Rouge was born. Friends is a nonprofit organization that provides opportunities for residents to participate in river cleanups, stream and wetland monitoring, restoration projects, and recreational activities like canoeing and kayaking. The mission of Friends of the Rouge is to promote restoration and stewardship of the Rouge River ecosystem through education, citizen involvement, and other collaborative efforts for the purpose of improving the quality of life for the people, plants, and animals of the watershed.
There was a need for citizens to come together and for an organization that could help raise awareness about issues in the Rouge River and also get citizens involved in cleaning up the river. So one of the first things that Friends of the Rouge started in 1986 was the annual river cleanup called Rouge Rescue.
Since 1986, Friends of the Rouge has developed several projects and hosted many educational seminars to increase public awareness about the importance of a clean river. Through these experiences, participants get to know and love their local river, work to directly improve it, and develop an understanding of the complex issues inherent in cleaning up an urban river.
Education is critical to the restoration of the Rouge River. On one hand, by educating residents about practices around the home, like not fertilizing their lawn next to the river, like not dumping their used motor oil into a storm drain or retention pond, you actually improve water quality by teaching them those things that they adopt at home. Education also helps to raise awareness about the value of the resource and helps to build public support for cleaning up the Rouge River. All of the programs at Friends of the Rouge offer a hands-on component to our education because we feel that when people directly experience the resource, then they learn it so much more deeply.
Programs developed and run by Friends of the Rouge include Rouge Rescue, the Rouge Education Project, Frog and Toad Surveys, bug hunts, and river restoration. The Rouge Education Project is a school-based multidisciplinary initiative that raises young people's awareness of the Rouge River and encourages them to take action to restore and protect it. The project began in 1987 with 16 high schools participating. Now, over 2 decades later, the program reaches an average of 50 elementary, middle, and high schools throughout the watershed each year.
Well, similar to teaching a child a healthy habit at a young age, such as teaching them how to eat their fruits and vegetables, to brush their teeth, to tie their shoes, teaching children to care for the environment when they're young will more than likely cause that child to carry that virtue with them and that habit into adulthood. Through our programs at Friends of the Rouge, we hope that we create environmentally conscious citizens. We're allowing them to take part in these hands-on activities. And hopefully that will affect the children today that are going to become our policymakers, our teachers, our scientists, and they will always remember to take care of our environment for future generations.
Rouge Rescue began in 1986 as a way to get residents out to the river to physically clean it up and build support for restoring the health of the river. Every year, on the first Saturday in June, more than 2,000 volunteers participate at 25 to 30 sites throughout the metropolitan area. As the health of the river improves, Rouge Rescue activities have expanded beyond simply removing debris. Our activities now include efforts to stabilize eroding stream banks with woody debris and vegetation, planting rain gardens that use storm water as a resource, maintaining trails along the river, and a variety of other activities that focus on river restoration. Since 1986, a total of 48,000 people have participated in Rouge Rescue. In 2010, 1,900 volunteers worked at 40 sites in 23 communities. During the 2010 event, volunteers worked to clean trash from the river, plant native vegetation to restore the land-water connection, and remove invasive plants to maintain biodiversity in the river's corridor. Over 146 cubic yards and 330 bags of trash were also removed from the river corridor, as well as 541 bags of invasive plants. Volunteers also planted 105 native trees and shrubs and over 2,000 native wildflowers and grasses.
The way that the land has been developed, and because the leading source of pollution in the river today, makes it really important for the communities to stay involved in restoring the Rouge. Whether you are a riverside resident or in the middle of a subdivision, your everyday actions affect the water quality in the Rouge. And we can't do it alone. Public education is key, and we need everyone's involvement. The 3 counties, the 47 communities, and we need the residents' help in reaching their neighbors and people in their community. In order to really make further improvements in water quality, we all need to take action.
The River Restoration Program was developed to fill a need for education on techniques to manage the land along the river through workshops and hands-on demonstration projects. Projects include native buffer plantings, rain gardens, soft soil bioengineering, invasive plant removal, and woody debris management. Since 2002, nearly 13,000 native plants have been planted through the program, and volunteers and community partners have helped install 18 restoration plantings in 10 watershed communities.
Our restoration program was designed to give streamside residents information on what they can do to help reduce localized erosion on their property, as well as create an habitat to provide for wildlife and improve water quality. So our goals are really to educate people about the land use and land connection with water quality. We're promoting the use of native vegetation, using plants to restore the Rouge. Our river corridors tend to be the remaining green space we have in this urban watershed. So by creating habitat, we're improving conditions not only for us, but for the fish in the stream, as well as frogs and toads, and just the local wildlife.
The Frog and Toad Survey is a simple listening survey in which volunteers are trained to identify calls of breeding frogs and toads that live in the Rouge River watershed. Frogs and toads are considered excellent indicators of the environmental quality around us. The more species a site can support, the better the habitat. Volunteers sign up to survey a block near their home from March through July. Results are compiled and mapped to track the health of wetlands, which are critical to the health of the watershed. Over 500 volunteers participate in this survey each year, with many surveying together with family and friends. In addition to the Frog and Toad survey, Friends of the Rouge also host a bug hunt program. During the hunt, volunteers sample stream sites in teams, searching for clams, snails, aquatic insects, and other creatures that live in the stream bed. The type and number of organisms found are used to assess the health of the stream. Results are submitted to the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality, which uses the data to screen for potential water quality concerns. Bug hunts are held each year in the spring and fall, with as many as 100 people participating in each event. New volunteers are often surprised and fascinated by what lives in the river.
Our plants and animals that live in the watershed are excellent indicators of watershed health. So Friends of the Rouge coordinates a watershed-wide frog and toad survey, as well as the bug hunts. And both of those programs have two goals. And one is that we're using citizen volunteers to collect data that's actually used by public agencies. The state actually right now can't afford to sample as much as they would like to, so they really appreciate our data, and we maintain very high standards to our data collection so that the data actually means something and can be used. It always seems to happen that we have new people that come out and volunteer for a bug hunt or for a stonefly search, and we send them out on a team and they go to a site on the river and they come back and they say, you know, I drove by that stream day after day for 20 years and I never imagined the life that you have in that river. And they start to see the river as part of a whole picture and a part of a really important thing to be restored.
Since 1998, the percent of Rouge River samples with dissolved oxygen concentrations meeting or exceeding the state minimum standard has been increasing at 4 continuously monitored sites. Steelhead salmon have been spotted in the lower branch of the Rouge, and rainbow trout have been identified in the lower Rouge in Canton. Stoneflies, a type of very sensitive aquatic insect that requires very cold, clean water, have now been confirmed in all 4 branches of the Rouge. The river is now a paddling destination, with a route on the lower Rouge included in a Michigan canoeing book and the annual kayak trip selling out in the fall of 2010. Thanks to Friends of the Rouge, over 6,000 people connect with the river on an annual basis to learn about the life it supports, the natural beauty it provides, and actions they can take to improve it. This work has helped to build public support for the massive federal, state, and locally funded efforts to restore the river. But there is still more to be done.
I think education is key, so I think people should become more involved in educating themselves by participating in one of the many programs that we have available. Community involvement is essential if we're going to continue to work toward restoring the Rouge. In order to reach the residents of the 47 communities in the watershed, we need the community's help.
25 years ago, the Rouge River was little more than a dumping ground, earning the reputation as one of the nation's most polluted waterways. Today, the Rouge has some beautiful and healthy habitat where many animals and plants make their home. The river has also become a safe source of recreation for fishing, kayaking, and canoeing. What was once lost has been found again thanks to the dedication and hard work of Friends of the Rouge. Congratulations on 25 years of successful stewardship and restoration, and here's to the next 25. For more information on Friends of the Rouge or to participate in one of their many programs, visit therouge.org.